Jalair opened his eyes to the mid-morning sun flooding into his room. In no hurry to arise, he stretched lazily, enjoying the luxury of sleeping late now that he was home from school for the summer. Through the open window, he studied the clear blue sky beyond the high stone wall surrounding his grandfather's house, and he could just see the treetops of the parks that circled Samarkand. Puzzled, he frowned. Already the trading season had begun, yet the sky above the parks was strangely empty. Then his heart leaped, for a hawk shot up clear of the trees. From its color and markings, Jalair knew it for a kestrel. The hawk ringed upward, the sun flashing on its brown back and slate-grey wings. The kestrel reached its pitch and hung in the sky. Jalair knew what it was waiting for. Often visitors to Samarkand, impatient with the hours it took for a caravan to be made up, would gather in the parks to match their hawk's performance. The master of the kestrel would soon start swinging the padded and feathered lure. There! The kestrel's keen eyes must have caught the circling lure, for it suddenly snapped its wings flat to its sleek body and plunged down and down head foremost. The hawk's stoop took it out of Jalair's view, but he knew that at the last instant, the kestrel would swing upward and with closed talons, deal a mighty blow to its mock prey. Jalair leaned against the sill of the open window, thinking of past summers when his grandfather Kurush allowed him to ride his pony beyond the walls of the house. He always directed Cephas, his ever-present servant and bodyguard, toward the parks to see the hawkers and their birds. He would watch them breathlessly, dreaming of slipping the golden hawk from his fist, while the other men gasped in astonishment at the finest hawk in the world. Suddenly Jalair pulled on his clothes. How could he possibly have forgotten that this was a special day? He laughed at himself as he slipped into his white outer tunic, belted it at his waist, and stepped into his sandals. Cephas, in a long white robe and plain turban, entered Jalair's room with a bowl of water. "What, up already, young master? The boat bringing you home from Guzar arrived so late last night that Master Kurush said you might sleep your fill." Jalair laughed again, thinking of at last joining the hawkers in the parks. "Cephas, do you remember what day this is?" "You're first in Samarkand this summer," the servant replied. He went to the bundles on a low shelf and began unpacking Jalair's things. "It is the day I go to Eli the Levantine's to select the pair of hawks Kurush promised last year to buy for me." He washed his face at the bowl Cephas had brought, then rubbed vigorously with the towel the servant handed him. "What kind shall I get, Cephas?" The servant sorted and folded Jalair's winter clothes, setting some aside to be mended.